Okay, so we want to do this arc length problem, and when we have a function, or when we have a curve that's given as a graph of a function, remember we use the following parameterization: x of t is equal to t, and then y of t is just equal to y, but wherever we see an x, we plug in a t. So this is going to be the natural log of secant of t. And the length formula is the integral from a to b of the square root of x prime squared plus y prime squared dt. Okay, so I need to compute x prime and y prime. Well, x prime is pretty easy. X prime of t is equal to 1. Y prime is going to be a little bit trickier. Y prime of t, we're going to use a chain rule. It's going to be 1 over secant t. Now I have to multiply by the derivative of secant t, which is secant t tangent t. And the reason you have to multiply by the derivative of secant is because you're doing the chain rule. And so this is just tangent. Okay, so now the length, we can start plugging stuff into the integral. We're going from a to b. A is 0, b is pi over 4. So this is 0 to pi over 4 times the square root of x prime squared, that's 1, plus tangent squared t dt. Okay, 1 plus tangent squared. We know that 1 plus tangent squared, so the identity says 1 plus tangent squared is equal to secant squared. So then we know that the square root of 1 plus tangent squared is going to be the absolute value of secant, but since x is going from 0 to pi over 4, and since t is equal to x, this means t goes from 0 to pi over 4, and over that interval, cosine is positive, and therefore secant is positive, and so the absolute value of secant is just secant. So this, let me do this in 2 steps, is the integral 0 to pi over 4, the square root of secant squared t dt, pi over 4, and this is just the integral from 0 to pi over 4 secant t dt. And excuse me. And this is just equal to is equal to the natural log of the absolute value of tangent plus secant. 0 to pi over 4. And again, since tangent and secant are both positive for this range of t values, we don't actually need the absolute values. So when t is equal to, so this is going to be the natural log. When t is equal to pi over 4, tangent of pi over 4 is 1. And secant of pi over 4, well, secant of pi over 4 is 1 over cosine. Cosine of pi over 4 is 1 over the square root of 2. So this is 1 plus the square root of 2 minus the natural log. When t is equal to 0, tangent of t is equal to 0. And secant of 0 is equal to 1. So that's just equal to 0. The natural log of 1 is 0. So this is the natural log of 1 plus the square root of 2. And that is the answer to this problem.